Hello friends, welcome to the program. My name is Narsi Reddy. I am a teacher and I run a GRE TOEFL IELTS training institute called PROMAC in Hyderabad. We run our training center from 3 locations in Amirpet, Tarnaka and Panjagutta. So this program is done with the objective of giving confidence to people who are preparing for competitive exams like CAT, GRE, bank exams, campus recruitment tests, etc. by teaching them a innovative way to learn vocabulary and enhance their knowledge of English. So the approach we will be following is, we take a newspaper, we pick some of the words that are used in the articles or news items in that newspaper, and from those words we will be developing more and more words, sometimes synonyms that are words which have similar meaning, sometimes antonyms that are words which have opposite meaning, sometimes words which sound very similar to the given words. So in that manner every day we will be learning some words. So let us start our program with an article given in Times of India. So here in this Times of India article there is a news item. Techies turn vigilantes for lakes. So there is a word called vigilante. I will explain what this word vigilante means, and then I will explain some more words coming from this. This word vigilante comes from vigilant. What is vigilant? Vigilant is being very alert, being very careful about something, alert. We have a watchman in our building. The watchman stays awake the entire night and he is very vigilant in protecting the residents of our building. Our dog is very vigilant. Income tax department is very vigilant about people who are avoiding paying tax. Vigilant means alert, always ready to do something and always carefully searching. Some of you or your parents must be working in some government organization. Almost in every government organization there is a department called Vigilance Department. What does this Vigilance Department do? This Vigilance Department is a department which is always careful to see whether people are doing their job honestly or not, whether anybody is engaging in corrupt or illegal or immoral activities, and take action. So the department which is always checking the other departments within a company or within a government body is called Vigilance Department. So what is vigilant? Vigilant is being careful or alert. When you have an exam, I am sure you have a person called invigilator. What is invigilator? An invigilator is a supervisor or a person who is always very alert and very careful to see that nobody is cheating in the exam. So we learned a word called vigilant. From this we have a word called vigilante. We need to understand this word vigilante carefully. We are living in a system. There is a government or there is an organization or there is a procedure or method for doing something. You are living in a particular colony or in a particular residential complex. In your colony, lot of robberies are happening every day, or some thefts are happening. Whenever there is a theft or a robbery or stealing of something, what is the normal procedure? You have to go and inform the police about the crime that has taken place, and you have to assist the police or the government people in every manner that is possible to solve the crime or to ensure that the crime will not be committed again. But there is another view. Some people say Why should we go to police or why should we go to government for everything? Why not 5 or 10 of the young people in our complex or in our colony or in our residential building come together, we form a group, we will have some weapons, and in the night we will be doing a patrolling of that area, and whenever a thief or any robber we see, we will hit him, we will beat him, or we will shoot him. You are doing a good thing, but do you have the power to do that? You do not have the power to do that. There is a procedure of solving a crime, but instead of that you take a initiative to solve something on your own which you do not have the power to do. That is what is called a vigilante activity. If you are doing patrolling of your colony to protect the residents of the colony instead of informing the police, then you are a vigilante. So, you all might have heard of stories like Robin Hood or any of these people who used to live in the forest come, kill or beat up the bad people and help ordinary people. These are all, what are they? They are all vigilantes. Vigilantes are who are doing something which government is expected to do. Recently in Delhi, there was a incident. In Arvind Kejriwal's government, there is a minister called Somnath Bharati. Somnath Bharati went to a locality and called the police and said, please arrest those people because those people are doing drug peddling or those people are criminals. Then the police said, no, there is a procedure. We have to have a warrant. Without warrant, we cannot arrest. Then Somnath Bharati and Arvind Kejriwal became very angry, saying, we are telling I am a minister, why can't you arrest somebody like that? So, what Somnath Bharati and Arvind Kejriwal were trying to do is vigilante justice. So, vigilante justice is probably you are giving justice, but not according to the procedure, not according to the formal method, but in a manner which is not according to the procedure or outside of the law. So, we are learning some words. Let us take a word coming from this newspaper called Business Line. Market awaits cues from the finance minister. Q. What is this word called Q mean? This word called Q, many people misunderstand with another word called clue. CUEQ is different from CLUE clue. CUEQ has two meanings. One is related to sports. Some of you play a sport called snooker or billiards. When you play a sport called snooker or billiards, in snooker or billiards there are balls and there is a board, and the player will be using a long slim stick for the purpose of hitting the balls. So, the stick which is used to hit the balls in snooker or billiards is called clue, is called cue. But cue also has another meaning. It is a signal. It is used in drama, it is used in theatre, it is used in various things. What is meant by a signal? What is meant by a hint? Suppose two of us are acting in a drama or two of us are acting in a play. Now, when you are acting in a play, there is a situation. I tell my dialogue, then for 1 minute I am silent. After 1 minute, you have to tell your dialogue. Now, I tell my dialogue, then go drink a glass of water, then search some books in the shelf or something. How do you know when to tell your dialogue? Obviously, you cannot keep looking at the watch for 1 minute to be over, because that will look very artificial in a play. So, you and me will have a symbol, or you and me will have a signal before beginning of the play. Hey friend, I will tell my dialogue and I will go drink a glass of water or search for some book, or here and there I will move around for a minute, and after 1 minute I will scratch my beard like this, or I will cough, or I will smile. Me scratching my beard is a signal for you to tell your dialogue. Me coughing is a signal for you to tell your dialogue. Then when I scratch my beard, immediately you know you have to tell your dialogue, and you tell your dialogue, and it will be smooth. What is my scratching of the beard? It's a signal for you to do something. So cue, CUE is a signal or a hint, a signal or a hint for a person to do something or to continue something is what is called cue. Whereas clue, what is clue? A clue is a hint for solving something. You have a puzzle, you have a problem, you have a crime, so I give you a clue. Don't get confused between clue and cue. Cue is a signal or hint for continuing something. Clue is a signal or hint for solving something. So I hope you are able to follow or like this method. We are taking a newspaper, searching the words that are given in that newspaper, and from them we are discussing some words. You have Economic Times here, and there is a word called turbulent times. What is turbulent? Let us understand the word turbulence. The word turbulent comes from a word called turbulence. What is turbulence? Let us understand this with reference to water. You go to a pond, you go to a lake. In a pond or a lake, the water is in a very stable, very still condition. When the water is in a stable or still condition, the water is very clear, very neat. Almost your image will be reflecting in the water. You take a stone and throw in the water, or you put your hand in the water and do like this. What will happen? Within seconds, the clean and almost mirror-like reflecting water will become very dirty. By throwing a stone in the water, what did you do? You have created turbulence. By putting your hand in the water and doing like this, what did you do? You have created turbulence. So what is turbulence? Turbulence is disturbance. So turbulence is disturbance. Anything causing disturbance is called turbulence. Whenever you are traveling in air, whenever you are going by an aeroplane, sometimes the pilot will be making an announcement. Please fasten your seat belt because we are experiencing some turbulence. So turbulence is disturbance. From this word called turbulence, we have another word called turbulent. Turbulent is any situation where there is a lot of disturbance. There is political turbulence. So the politics are nowadays very turbulent. There is a economic turbulence in our country. Economy is going through a turbulent time. Turbulent means it is not moving in a smooth way. It is moving with lot of disturbance, lot of troubles, lot of problems, ups and downs, etc. Having understood turbulence and turbulent, which is the adjective, from these two words we have another word, turbid. Turbid. What is turbid? Just few minutes back I gave an example of very stable or still water. I throw a stone, the water, there is a turbulence. When I throw a stone in the water, what will happen? Till then, very clean looking water will become dirty, will become muddy, will become unclear. So turbid. Turbid is very dirty, murky, unclear. So anything turbid is something dirty, murky or unclear. You can use this for a liquid, you can use this for water, or you can use it also as an adjective to describe any situation. The politics in India have become very turbid. Politics in India have become very turbid. What does it mean? Nothing is clear, everything is dirty. So good people cannot adjust there because there is a lot of dirtiness, murkiness in the politics. The word turbid, which is the water in this pond, is very turbid. It is not clean, it is not clear, it is not transparent, there is a lot of dirt in it. The word turbid sounds very similar to one more word called turgid. And turgid is opposite of a word called flaccid. Turgid is a synonym of, opposite of or antonym of a word called flaccid. What is turgid or flaccid? You all might have celebrated birthdays, either yours or somebody else's. During a birthday, one of the essential accompaniments is balloons. You go to a shop and buy some balloons. How does a balloon look? It will look like this. You bring it to your house and pump air into the balloon. What will happen? The balloon will become like this. Nowadays, everybody is health conscious and they are eating some sprouts or something, bean sprouts or something. You buy some dry beans. How do they look? They look like this. You soak them in water overnight. They will take water and what do they become? They become like this. I am standing like this. My muscles are very loose. But I do like this. Muscles become stiff. So this situation is called flaccid. This is called turgid. Anything turgid, turgid muscles, flaccid body. Somebody has a flaccid body. What is flaccid body? Very loose, not stiff, not tight, not tough. What is turgid? Turgid is anything that is swollen, anything that is tough, anything that is stiff is what is called turgid. So flaccid, turgid. We have taken a word called turbulent. From this word called turbulent, in this newspaper, we have discussed some of the words. Let's take one article from Deccan Chronicle newspaper of few days back. The very headline says Royal Nostalgia. What does this word nostalgia mean? So sometimes when you read a meaning in dictionary, you may or may not understand the word in its proper way. You feel that you are learning the meaning, but you cannot understand the exact meaning. You read any dictionary, the meaning of the word nostalgia will be given in a dictionary as homesickness. Is homesickness a correct meaning? Yes, it's a correct meaning. How do you use this word in a context? Very simple. I came from Delhi. I am missing my mom. I am missing my dad. So I want to go to Delhi for 2 days and see my mom and dad because I am feeling very nostalgic about my mom and dad. If you are missing your mom and dad, if you are feeling homesick, you want to go to your village or town and see your mom and dad, can you call it as nostalgia? Maybe, but that's not the proper way the word nostalgia should be used. Then what's nostalgia? Let me give you with an example. You are applying for admission into a college and that particular college requires you to submit a recommendation letter from the teacher who taught you in 7th grade in your old school. You passed 7th grade 6, 7, 8 years back. In the last 8, 9 years, you have never gone back to your school. First time in 8 to 10 years, you go back to your old school, open the gate and enter the compound of the school. Suddenly, your body experiences a strange feeling. Hundreds and thousands of memories about your school, about your childhood friends come back to you. Human beings always remember only positive things about the past. Past is always golden. Present is always not golden. So whenever we think about the past, we only remember the positive things. So when you go back to your old school after 10 years, what's the feeling you get? Oh, what a beautiful time it was. This was a place where I used to play with my friends. This is a place where I used to eat my lunch. This is a place where I used to spend time studying. This is a place where I used to paint. Oh, what a beautiful time it was. I wish I can become a child again. I wish I can go back to my childhood again. I wish my old days can come back again. If any time you felt, I wish I can go back to the past again, I wish I can become a child again. So, that longing or a great desire for the past, the feeling that past was very, very beautiful, I wish I can go back to the past again. That is what is called nostalgia. Nostalgia. Now, sometimes you are experiencing something for the first time. What is this? Nostalgia. Nostalgia is you wish to go back to the past. But some other times you have a feeling. For the first time you are doing or watching or meeting or feeling something, but somehow you feel, no, I have done this earlier. No, I have a feeling that this has already happened earlier. You are watching a movie. When you are watching a movie, you are watching that movie for the first time in your life. But somehow you have a feeling that everything that is happening, you know what is going to happen next. You have a feeling that what will be the next dialogue, what will be the next scene, because probably that movie is exactly like tens and hundreds of other movies you have seen. So, it is a copy or inspired by some movie which you already know. Suppose you experience a situation where you are attending an interview in a company for the first time, but somehow you have felt that it is not your first time interview, you have attended that interview many times, because in every interview they ask the same questions. So, this feeling, you are doing something for the first time, but you have a feeling that you have already done it earlier. So, this word is called déjà vu. What is déjà vu? Déjà vu is a feeling that something has already happened. Oh, I am experiencing a déjà vu. I am experiencing a déjà vu means it's already happened. Okay, I know what's going to happen. It's just a repetition of the past. Déjà vu is a feeling of repetition of the past. What is nostalgia? Nostalgia is a desire to go back to the past, whereas déjà vu is a feeling that past is repeating, or familiarity, a feeling of familiarity with what is going to happen next, because we have seen that kind of. So, we are taking some words, and with the help of these words in a very, very, very intelligent manner, we are learning some more words. So, let us take one more word or article that came from a newspaper called Hindu. Emergence of antiques triggers treasure hunt in Kollam. Kollam is a city in Kerala, state of India. So, emergence of antiques. What is antique? An antique is a old item. An antique is a old or ancient item. From this word called antique, we can learn one more word. Antiquated. Antiquated is very, 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 very old. Anything that is ancient. Obviously, antiquated came from a word called antique. When we learn this word called antiquated, in the meaning of old, we can also take some more words. Archaic, primitive, atavistic, etc. Archaic, primitive, atavistic, antiquated. All these words basically mean anything that is very, very, very old or anything that is very ancient. Anything that is very, very old or anything that is ancient. Antiquated came from a word called antique. Archaic, you all know archaeology. What is archaeology? Archaeology is study of old things, study of ancient buildings, ancient situations, ancient. So, archaeology comes from this root word. So, archaic is also very, very old. Atavistic, the word atavistic comes from a root word called atavism. What is atavism? Atavism is a term related to genetics. Tomorrow, somebody produces a child. A person gets married and gives birth to a son or daughter. When a person gives birth to a son or daughter, what are the qualities you expect the child to have? Generally, we expect the child to have qualities of the parents, either father or the mother. Sometimes you expect the child to get qualities from grandparents. Sometimes you expect the child to get qualities from great-great-grandparents. But in some situations, it so happens that a child gets qualities from long ago ancestors. 20 generations ago, my great-great-great-great-great-grandfather had 6 fingers. Tomorrow, my son gets 6 fingers. This is called atavism. Sometimes this goes back to such an extent. We all know human beings came from monkeys. There are some people, 1 in 100 million or something, there are some people who are born with the quality of monkeys. About 5-6 years back, in an Indian state called Odisha in India, one boy was born with a tail. So people worshipped that boy, saying he is the reincarnation of God Hanuman. It was not God Hanuman reincarnation or anything. It's a genetic event where the child got qualities from monkeys. So atavism is a genetic event in which children get qualities from long ago ancestors. So what is atavistic? Atavistic is anything coming from long ago past, not recent. So atavistic is anything coming from the past. These are all words which mean old. In the meaning of old, I have written one more word which is primitive. The word primitive comes from a word called primate. What are primates? Primate is any animal belonging to monkey family. A primate is a monkey or any animal belonging to monkey family or any animal which has 5 fingers is called primate. From this thing called primate, we have primitive. What is primitive? Primitive means old. Suppose you ask me, sir, how old is this shirt? How old is this blazer? I want to say this blazer is very old. I want to say this shirt is very old. I want to say this house is very old. Then I say, see brother, my shirt is so old that by the time I bought this shirt, we did not even become human beings. We were still in monkey stage. So anything that is so old that we were still in monkey stage is called primitive. So primitive basically means anything that is very old coming from monkey stage. Here I have discussed a word called primate. Primate, I told you, is a monkey or an animal belonging to monkey family. What is a monkey or an animal belonging to monkey family called? Ape. What is ape? Ape, if you take it as a noun, has a meaning called monkey or a monkey family creature. But ape, if you take it as a verb, has a meaning called to imitate. Ape has as a verb has a meaning called to imitate. Nowadays, many people are aping movie actors or actresses in their dress and behavior. You want to dress like a movie actor. You want to speak like a movie actor. So a certain actor or actress talks in a particular way. All the boys and girls will start talking or behaving or dressing or having a hairstyle like that person. So you are aping. Aping, what way is monkey related to imitating? You go to a zoo. You might have observed, if you stand in front of the cage of a monkey, the monkey will do exactly what we do. You scratch your head, monkey will scratch its head. You smile, monkey will smile. Of course, it's a different question whether we are imitating the monkey or monkey is imitating us. But aping means to imitate. Ape is to imitate. So what did we do? We have taken a word called antique. Antique, I have told you, is a old item. From antique, I have given many words coming from antiquated. Here I told you ape. Ape is to imitate. In somewhat in the meaning of imitate, we have got some more words. Simulate, emulate, mock, mimic, etc. All these words have broadly a meaning called to imitate. Simulate. Simulate comes from a word called similar. You are appearing for an exam, but before going for the exam, you would like to know what is the approximate score you can expect. So there is a practice test available. If you take that practice test in an exact format, you get a reasonably good idea of what is the score you can expect in the test. So any test that exactly imitates the actual test is what is called a simulated test. Simulation of something. Simulation is to create a similar situation or to imitate something. Emulate. Hey, why do you want to do this business? Why do you want to do so and so? Sir, my uncle did the same business. Within 2 years, he earned $1 million. I also want to be like my uncle. Why are you living in this particular way? Sir, I really admire that person. I want to be like that person. So I am imitating that person. Emulate is to be like someone. Mock. You all know mock interview, mock exam, mimic. All these words are to imitate. So I hope you are able to follow the words, enjoy the learning. We will be continuing this method and teaching lot of words. Please inform us about your opinions, your feedback, and whether any suggestions, etc. at our email ID promac-coaching@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Please let us know about the suggestions and opinions. Thank you. See you again.